Going to bring this special assessment public hearing to order. We're going to hear discussions on the written protests. Is there anything the commission would like to say before we go into that? Nope. All right, Dolls, would you like to come forward?
I didn't really bring a copy of my letter. Do you want to, Jackie? I guess I can read it, or I can just,
It's up to you.
maybe, just so I can glance at it,
Sure.
make sure I cover all the points I made. Basically, we were just asking for consideration. First, we wanted to make sure everybody knew we thanked them for their work. It's a thankless duty, especially assessment committee. We understand put a lot of time in, but we were just asking for consideration on our lot being on the corner of the project area, and then also on Northgate, which we're paying a very high special on from years ago. Almost $1,000, I think $800 to $900 a year. And so now with this other high one on, we're just asking for a little bit of a break. We are one of the highest paying in the project area, so that's, I guess, where we're almost at 25,000, which is one of the highest up in the project area. So we were just asking for consideration because it is a very high amount on top of a special that we're already paying a high amount on. And so our ask was to consider using the smallest number on our property line, like they maybe did for some of those surrounding us, which, you know, had we faced our house to Northgate, a couple of our neighbors, several of the people on that street that had Northgate and the project area, they used the number like that. I don't have the exact number, I think it's 130, but they used that back property line because it was the smallest. It didn't hit them quite as hard, and they got assessed around that $16,000 number versus like using my back line because we faced our house towards Kelly instead of, but I feel like if we had faced our house towards Northgate, maybe we would have been treated like the other neighbors that got assessed. And it's not north and south, but it's whatever, I don't know, our town is crooked, but like some of these people got assessed this number, this one got assessed off this number, this one got assessed off this number. So I'm just asking that I also would get assessed off of this number, which would be 130 instead of, you know, as they did for these houses. There was 4 of them, I think. And I just asked for consideration on that because it would take our number down quite a bit. Being I'm already paying on this project area that got done years ago. I think that covers it, right?
I think so, yeah.
And how much was your assessment?
$24,611. I think I'm in the top 5 at least up there. I'm not sure. I guess I didn't go through everybody's total, but I'm definitely one of the highest paying. We are, not just me. He'll have to help pay.
She pays the bills.
So that's just our ask.
I guess I got a question for Mr. Thomas,
Yes.
if you wouldn't mind. So what kind of formula, would you like to join us?
Yeah, I can come up with this. I'll just stand here. That's fine.
Sure.
Basically what we did is we went with, what your address is. So if you're like, your address on Northgate Road, you know, this was we used this address. We went by your address. And this is Dulles here. You know, this is 196 feet here, you know, where this is like 200 and, I don't know what the front is, 230 maybe.
Mhm.
So we actually went down to the 190. But that's how we figured it is, we went by your address, like, you know, if your address was here, you went this way, if your address was here, you went this way. If that answers your question.
Okay, and then for comparisons, like, these are corner lots.
This was their address this way, so we went this way.
Okay, so you didn't do anything with the side street?
No.
Okay. And then, same way with this one?
Yeah, this is
So
their
you
address
did-
this way, so went this way.
Okay. And, okay.
Okay.
And then, same with this one?
This way, correct.
Okay.
Yep.
All right,
Yep.
thank you.
Yes, they did use our backlot number, which saved, and I know part of that was discussion because of that odd corner. You know, we wouldn't have been able to build into that weird corner there, you know, cause the way it's angled, you wouldn't be able to get anything in there built. So with the, you know, feet that you have to be setback areas or whatever, so.
Mhm.
Cause you're saying Northgate, you got it from years ago when they did that, now you're getting it on this one, and, yeah.
And the other reason I brought it up is I know like at the, special assessment hearing, Chelsea mentioned that the city is aware that there's a problem with this, with people getting hit twice on major projects, and that hopefully something can be in the works to avoid it in the future, which is awesome. But like here, we're facing it right now, and this loan is gonna be on our assessments for the next, I don't even know how many years, was it 20 years? 20 years, I mean, it's right now for us and makes a difference, so. I mean, I hope that happens for the future to avoid that for people, but right now it is happening to us and it's a lot of money.
Yeah, I had that happen to me too, on mine. Well, is there any other way of doing it? I mean, cause if we change this, then it's almost gotta get kicked back then, is that if we,
That's probably not an option because we're already in year 2. You know, it needs to go through.
If you were to change anything, I would recommend just putting it under the city.
Mhm.
It's the best bet for right now.
Would it come out of the sales and use?
It would just get factored onto a different property that's being specialed already. I would if you were to decrease theirs by 5,000, I would increase the city parcel by 5,000. Instead of having to go back and reconfigure all the numbers, it would just be the easiest.
But could we use the sales and use to make up any differences so the numbers wouldn't change? Wouldn't work that way?
I wouldn't recommend it, because we're specialing it now instead of just taking a random amount and trying to apply it to this loan when we're not even special. It would just make it easier to go and pay it now. If you want to go take $400,000 again from sales and use tax and apply it to this loan, you could do that at a different time. That would buy down that principal. And then if we had the influx, we could pay that special off early. But for this case, I don't see the point of taking it out of sales and use tax. I would just put it on 5,000 onto the city. It's easy math. I don't know what you're requesting for an amount, but.
Keith, do you have a thought?
Yeah, I guess I'm just kind of wondering, all these others were done from the side that was facing the house. That's what he meant by like the number, whatever the number was, that's how it got assessed,
I
right?
just looked at like my neighbors,
Oh, your neighbors, okay.
like the ones along Northgate. I wasn't looking into the huge whole project. I mean, I did look a little bit into the whole project area, but like looking at the one like to the south of me and to the one in my backyard there.
Mhm.
And their houses do face Northgate. But they were charged, you know, that line of the 130, you know, this line.
Mhm.
This is the number that they went off of there, so that was my request, is to go off of this line. Just like they did theirs, like, say we built our house a few years back, 5 years ago, if we'd have faced our house that way, would have we used that 130? Maybe, I don't know.
Possibly, right, yeah.
Right, I mean, that's how it sounds to me, that maybe they would have used that number if we'd have put our front door on the other side.
Mhm.
I do have some comparison numbers, if I could share those with you two. Okay, so this is their property. property here, and then that's their assessment. This one here, to where, okay, I just wanna point out, North Gate isn't part of the project. Just like this property, this is this assessment.
Okay.
This property up here has all the street, that's their assessment. This one has this assessment. And then,
So they are.
that's why
behind the
they're
street, though.
saying they're higher, but they only have one side of the project compared to the other ones. You know, they're on corner lots too, but they're part of the whole project.
Right, and then what's this one? Is that this one?
No, that's this one here.
Oh, okay, got it.
I didn't
Thank you.
count this one.
No, no problem.
Just, I wanted to write on the weight. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So you can see that's why they're saying they're
And then what would be the
paying
amount?
more, but they're only on this project
Right.
here where these people, like Mr. Thomas said, they didn't do the sides, which is totally up to the special assessment committee. How, they've got the latitude to.
So what would be an estimated amount of what it would be if we used this side like they're requesting? Do you have any idea?
My guess is it's in that 16 to 17,000, like the neighbors have. I don't know if you have the quick math.
Gotcha.
Chelsea might.
You would take it from the 190 and you'd use the 130
Mhm.
as the back instead of the 190. So yes, it would go down to. Oh, no, mine's separated out by project area.
Well, she's
It
looking.
probably would go to roughly that $16,000.
It's
That's.
around that.
I wanna- Is that what yours is? With 130?
$16,182.
And that's what yours is at 130 when we switched yours? Okay. So yeah, it'd go to 16,000.
I guess I probably do have those numbers here too.
Yeah, I guess that would be a little bit too low comparing to these other corner lots that would be very comparable that Mark brought up. Even though you are the highest out of those for sure, I guess,
Yeah, 16,839.14.
like, this is really helpful, thank you, Mark, 'cause this is like.
Yeah.
Very comparable.
Yeah, I'm trying to show some consistency, even though I do wanna say the committee did a very good job. of,
Yes, and a lot of time put into it.
Yeah,
It was no doubt. there was
taking
a
it
lot of time.
over for a third time
And I wouldn't probably, like, we expected to pay, it's just that we're already paying on this other high project is the only reason we, you know, cause like I said, we knew we were gonna have to pay when we built this house, we knew the roads were gonna be done.
I guess just in my mind, you can let me know what you guys think about this, but it looks like maybe like 10% of that property is unbuildable, right? And it's possibly that amount that's bringing them to this amount. So if we subtracted just 10% off of this, obviously, I don't know how we would, if we can even do that, or even just move it over, or whatever it may be, it'd be within the range of the others. It'd be fair in that way, and then it would still accommodate some of these requests like we're getting here. So maybe like 2,000 off would be kind of my thought, because then it'd be completely in line with the other ones that Mark brought up here. That's just my thought, I guess. You guys kind of think about that?
My only thought to that is that, you know, those people got all of their streets done in this project. I am paying almost $1,000 a year already on the Northgate project.
Right.
That's why, you know, like, they were lucky to get all their streets done, and I'm not asking that they pay more, because I think that would be crazy, their numbers all added up would be extremely high. But I'm already paying $1,000 almost a year, 900, I think it is, or something, 800 and some dollars for the Northgate project. You know, so,
Right.
like, they're lucky to get it all done in 20 years on this one project, we're paying on 2 projects now.
Right. No, and I'm not gonna discount that at all, and that's obviously a reality. Just trying to keep it fair in the project itself, I guess that would be where I would think, I don't know what you guys think, if we wanna take in. the
Explain to
other-
me your 10%.
So, about 10%. This is napkin math, right, but like right here.
Right, okay.
Not buildable, it looks like about 10%, like if this was a chart, and you had boom, 10%, right?
Okay,
So-
that's what the estimate
No, I'm
was?
saying the whole square footage of it. Which I know is not.
I see what you
how they
mean.
did- I'm just saying like, just
Oh, okay.
looking at it as a picture, divide
Yeah.
that off a little bit, the part that they're talking about, and then it'd still be comparable to these other three, which is basically like the four corners of the, perpendicular thing here, so.
Let's break this down. What's half about there?
Yeah, right about there, right about there.
I think it'd be more like 15%. Well, because this is a really squared off corner, but
Mhm.
if you did 10%, you'd have to go like this.
Yeah, right,
Technically,
Sure.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, either way, I mean, whatever that's just how I got to the 10% thought, I guess, not that we have to do that, but. I mean, was there any consideration, because there's a whole bunch of people on this road that are paying for that previous project as well, was there any consideration with that already built in when they did the specials?
No, not if they weren't on, well,
Because there's one, two, that.
we would have to look
There's
up
7
this,
corners.
Yeah.
Yeah,
this one here, I'm not sure. This corner lot here,
mm-hmm,
because they're on this street and they're similar to what they're doing here.
right. The reason I bring that up is because like if we were to discount theirs because of the reality of being on a previous project, it'd be
Right.
unfair because then it wouldn't be fair for everyone else.
Well, they
Unless
use,
someone's
most of them
taking-
face Northgate, not all of them, most of them face Northgate, so they use, like I said, they use this number. So like this property faces Northgate, they use this number. This
Right.
property faces Northgate, they use this 130, and this one 130. This one is owned by the same
Can I-
person that owns all of this, so I
Chelsea, can
think
I
it was a
ask you a
second.
question?
Yeah.
So like these people that face Northgate,
I don't have the property
They
number on this.
used
Maybe
this
you know
number.
what it is?
130.
Mm-hmm.
So that was where I came in
This
with
one
that
right
ask
here.
of 130
Do
in
you
the
know what
letter.
property
Sure,
number
that makes
is?
sense.
The parcel number?
Because they were
Yeah,
all
parcel
facing that way.
number.
No.
So like I said,
Yeah, I
if I
didn't
faced my
think so.
door
I can
that
look it
way,
up, though.
would've been went
I don't
that
know
way
any of
on
those
the-
memorized.
but
No,
would've they
I,
just used that number for me too, probably,
understand.
maybe,
Sure,
I can assume,
This
but
one
I
right
don't know.
here?
possible, yeah.
correct. Yep. Could you quick look up and see what they were taxed?
What was your
Or
total from
request?
Northgate?
I can-
It was so many years ago, I
What's the
can't
parcel
remember.
number? I could look it up too.
But it's like $890.
$12,953.19 was that first one. And then that small one is
Oh, they were,
388375. These are two separate parcels.
yeah, but just this one here.
This one right here is Dolls.
Oh, that's Dolls?
This is
Oh,
Dolls.
okay, this, yeah,
So you
you're
want
right,
this
you're
one
right.
right here, these two right here, correct?
Correct.
Yes, this first one was 12,953.19.
Okay.
And the second one is 388375.
Yeah, you
And
might
what's
almost
the,
have to do that.
okay,
with this one here.
Hmm?
Would you, his customer's part.
and what's their
Or
total
Chestnut was part of it,
footage
wasn't it?
between the
So
two?
This would be
Like,
similar.
214?
Yeah, and well, these are two separate owners.
Oh, okay.
That's a different-
Oh, those are two separate owners.
They are, yes.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna make a motion to bring that down $4,000. That puts them at 20,611 approximately. Because if you look at this property and this property, we're assessed about 19,000. Which is comparable to, you have,
Except this one being much bigger, but yeah. I know what you mean.
well,
Same.
but you're looking at footage here compared to footage here.
I understand.
So it's like $1,000 more than what they're paying up here for those two lots.
Mhm. Second, just so we can move to
Okay.
discussion. I guess that would keep it pretty comparable with the others that are similar. Obviously, it's not with a previous project, but
Mhm.
the same sort of thought process, right?
Yep.
I don't know. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I guess without kicking everything back, I mean, that's, I guess I would agree, so. Just knock something off, but I mean, without. Corner lots are just not fun. They
Well,
just-
Right.
It's pretty good that we only have this one issue to deal with
Mhm.
on this situation.
Sure.
So I'm gonna, any more discussion? We'll call for a vote, Jamie,
Yes.
Yes.
and yes.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
you're welcome.
Where do you want that 4,000 to be paid from?
Is there a water tower one?
There is, yes. Put it on there?
Sure. Yeah.
We have to make a motion on where to put that on.
I would.
Yeah. Can I make a motion to, should I use the word assess?
Yeah.
Okay, to assess that to the water tower property.
I'll second that motion. Any more discussion?
I wasn't sure about the word assess, because I wasn't sure if that would.
No, that's fine.
I don't wanna send it back and the whole thing. Anyways, okay, yes, sounds great, yeah.
Yes.
Jamie?
I was not voting. Yes.
And yes. All right, Cresbox.
Chelsea, did you have her letters? I don't have them.
Yeah, I do.
Can you read them for me?
Yep,
They're pretty
so-
good.
Brenda, Elton, and Dean and Sandy Shell have both submitted letters, not necessarily protesting the project, just asking that the city would waive the extra 1%. So typically in the past, the city also always puts on an additional 1% that gets added to the residents when they pay. So our Bank of North Dakota loan is a 2% loan payable over 20 years. They have the jurisdiction to go up to an additional 2% to cover delinquencies, any other costs that come up with the specials, just to make sure that we are specialing enough and have enough revenue come in to cover the expenses that the city is paying out. So, Brenda's was due to the high cost of the street project in Sundown Park, 4th edition, and Pleasant Acres edition. Please consider staying with the interest payment to the Bank of North Dakota to stay with a 2% payment. Do not add the additional 1% to cover the delinquent taxes. Alton's was pretty much the same, and Dean and Sandy's, were pretty much the same too, asking that we waive that extra 1%, due to 20 years. I mean, it does add up, so.
I'd like to add one thing.
If you don't mind, can I have a representative from each letter since, just to come forward, so, or both.
Yeah. We're not asking just for ourselves, we're asking for the
Yeah.
primary project area, if possible.
Yeah.
But,
And then we'll have Cresbox come forward too if they have any questions.
I just
Go ahead.
wanna tell you the numbers that this 1% makes. It's, over the 20 years, it's $231,000 for the project, just this project. So you guys collect this for every project, this runs into a lot of money. I think our specific one, our payment, ours is $27,849, we're not protesting that. The 3% would be $1,879 for 20 years. 2% would be $1,706, so that's a little over $170 a year we'd have to. And it would come out to $6,200 interest just on ours.
Okay.
I just think it's a lot this 231,000 to pay to the city just for this loan, you know, for the whole project. And it would bring down everybody's, you know, considerably. That 1% doesn't seem like a lot, but it ends up to be a lot when you have a $2 million, $1.9 million project.
Crosvox, would you like to add anything to that?
And that is that 1%, why not get that, from the delinquent taxpayers? Why have us pay it? We're taxpayers, but the delinquent taxpayer, why not have them pay that 1%? Is what I was looking at. That makes sense.
I really like your question, because I'm kinda in agreement with you. I pay my taxes, and it was an issue that the city was dealing with to get this assessment done on time. And now the taxpayers are paying for the delinquency. I don't wanna pay any more taxes myself. So, that's,
Is that what's going on? Like the 1%?
The delinquency is the people not paying. It has nothing to do with the
No,
delinquency
no.
of this project now. It's,
No, I-
anybody that has not paid their taxes in the past, I
For
guess,
this
or
project, so this 1% is for people that would not pay in this project or other.
going forward,
Yeah.
correct,
Gotcha,
because
okay.
we have,
well,
yeah, those that don't.
I
know-
apologize for
I know, yeah.
using the word delinquency.
Oh, no,
But
you're fine. yeah.
what I'm trying to say is, because we've had to pay interest on this, and now that interest is being pushed over onto the taxpayers. I guess that's what I
And
was
just
trying to
to
say.
clarify, the 2% interest of the total loan is still just 2%. That's not changing,
Correct.
right?
Yep.
And then we're adding 1% to this project to, per se, catch up from when, last November, when we were supposed to have had this done.
It would
And-
help us catch up, but it's just any further incurred costs that would possibly come up with this or any default payers. Is, I guess, yeah, kind of why they have always put it on there. It's every special the city has done in the past has always had that extra additional 1% cost.
And you keep that buffer in this project, so you don't have to go external from this project to another source of income. It just kind of stays wrapped up with this
Right.
project, is that?
And then say, I mean, if we do have that influx of money, at the end where we could pay the loan off 3 years earlier, I mean, that's always an option too.
so
Where then it just gets completely wiped from everybody's taxes and we can pay that. We've had issues in the past where that's not the case.
So
but-
you're saying this, if we put the 1% on there, it's not gonna leave this project?
No.
If, say there's perfect where there's not delinquent, there's no other issues, this money goes back onto the project specials. So it potentially pays it off sooner,
Correct.
but it's a buffer.
But you're also saying like, if you don't pay your taxes, that money comes out of there too. So like, if you don't pay your taxes this year, that money will come out of there. Is that what, if I'm reading it right?
Well, it's just to help to cover that if they don't pay it. I mean, essentially they have to be paid
Right.
after 3 years or, you know, that whole
Yeah,
rigmarole. But yeah, I guess it's to guarantee that when I do it, looking at the spreadsheet, approximately, okay, this year for 2026, I know I should receive $200,000 from this special.
Mhm.
Well, with that additional 1%, okay, then maybe I'll receive 210,000 if everyone pays. If not, well, then I guess, and if it does sit in there, because we have them all separated out separately, so now comes, say, year 18, if we have an additional, like, $20,000 in there, well, we could just, in our remaining is like 18,000, we can just go ahead and pay that off.
Mhm.
Then that gets wiped off your taxes 2 years earlier, per se, unless you have it paid off. But it's done in the past. I asked Lindell his recommendation. He thought maybe not doing it, but maybe only doing 1/4 or 0.5%, not a full percent.
We're just asking because
yeah.
our taxes are quite high already, and then, I mean, every one of us got hit with, I mean, we got hit very large up there. And so we were just thinking if it would help just the primary project homeowners. But, I mean, I guess that's up to you
Chelsea,
guys.
can I ask you a
All we can
question?
do is ask.
Is it true
Hold on,
that
state your name,
Ryan A. Manning, Northgate Road?
thank you.
Is it true that the rest of the city, the other 50%, we pay 50% of the project, and they're only paying the 2%, but we're at the 3%?
No, it would be everybody.
Okay.
Yep, cause it goes into the spreadsheet that we have, and it would be 3% across the board for everybody, not just you guys.
Okay. I heard that from somewhere.
Yep, no, that's not the case. It's always, the interest rate is the same for everybody regardless. So. But, I mean, yes, ultimately, I mean, it is up to you guys what you decide.
And we can take it off without doing the whole thing. Sorry, I'm just asking because, yeah, it's a whole.
Yes,
situation.
because
Okay.
we do have then, in here, where this notice of confirmation to pay it, it is in there where it will say that if there's an additional cost in there, we can just leave it at 0.25, 50, 75, 1, whatever you have in there. And so whatever you guys decide tonight, that'll be stated that in our resolution that we read at our commission meeting, pushing it
Okay.
forward, if that's what you guys decide.
Then I'll make my comments, yeah.
But that 1% would help us catch up from November. Somewhat too.
Yeah, but we're gonna have help to, cause there will be people that, so now, if it gets approved tonight and we push it forward, there's 10 days for everybody to come and pay off. Now, if you guys want the option too in the project area, if you wanna come in and pay 5,000, you can do that too, then we'll just knock that down, whatever you pay towards that, then won't go assessed to your property taxes next year. So if you want to pay 5,000, then what you'd be assessed would be the 10,000 if it was 15,000 per se. But then we'll have a handful of people that will come in and pay it even outside their project area, so we'll hopefully get a lump sum of money that will help then pay for our last 2 principal payments that have been paid, because we've paid those. Principal gets paid once a year, interest gets paid twice a year. And right now we have like a 308,000 that have been paid into it.
Question, I think I know the answer. This is 20 years from now, that we will have 20 payments,
Correct.
correct?
Yep.
So you just paid the interest last year,
I paid interest twice.
okay?
Yep.
That's what I figured it would be.
Yep. But it'll still be 20 years for you guys. It doesn't go to 18.
Can you go to 18?
I mean, that'll increase your payment even more, but.
No, I don't want an increase, no.
Okay, we have Mr. Herringer.
Yeah, Wayne Herringer. I agree. I didn't hear all what Dean said, his total number, but a number of us are in that $28,000 range. My neighbor's at 50,000. 1% would be help the whole project, and I couldn't agree with it more. This not, and if there's somebody's delinquent, the city's gonna get that money when they try and sell that house, because there will be delinquent tax. It'll be paid. So I like I said, I didn't hear all your numbers, but it mounts up over the years. I think we should go to 2%, my feeling.
Yeah, I guess just my thoughts. It sounds like mortgage insurance, which like kind of gives me a bad reaction on a visceral level. So I think because the possible benefit is then the loan gets paid off early, but I believe that should be an individual's personal choice if they want to do that. I don't think that it should be like a forced Dave Ramsey plan for you or whatever. But so overall, I don't know why we would do the 1%. Like financially, we did our whole financial health thing. We're doing just fine. It's not like it's gonna like make us in a tight spot if there was a little bit of delinquency, which then remedies itself, as he brought up. I guess I would not be so much for the 1%, but yeah.
Would you like to make that an emotion?
Do we have to take it off? It's already on there?
No, it is not already on there. So if,
I'm sure we don't wanna do like at least 25%, because I mean, Lindell did recommend something.
he did, but I mean, ultimately it's up to you guys.
So if it's not on there, we wouldn't have to make a motion, right? Because it's just not on there. But if someone wants something, they should make a motion.
I would just make a motion so we have it,
Okay.
that you wanna leave, that the interest rate would be at the 2% and no increase.
Then I'd make a motion that we do 25%, something.
As in 0.25%.
0.2.
We're gonna pay off the loan real early.
Or, yeah,
Understood.
but something, some kind of
Yeah.
buffer,
Okay.
at least that.
Is that a motion?
Yes, to state that 0.25
Thank you.
percent.
Yeah.
Make a motion. to add that.
I'll second that motion. Is there any more discussion?
That's probably fine, yeah.
Jamie?
Yes.
Do we have this discussion too, or no, just vote?
Well, during the discussion, you could have, we moved on a little bit fast, I don't know.
Sure, we're
Well,
still under consent.
I don't think, no increase, what do you need the 1/4% for? I think stick it at 2, that's where we're at, that's where we should be billed. We don't need any additional, anything that is delinquent, you're gonna get back anyway, and a lot of folks, like she says, are gonna come in and pay the whole thing off. So my idea is keep it at 2%, that's what the loan is for, and we are already being assessed a big amount up there per person, per property. Thank you.
Keith, what's your,
We should probably move back to discussion.
yeah, we are in,
Oh,
under discussion.
I don't have anything else at this time, no.
You don't have any more discussion?
I could make something up if you want.
No, if, I
yeah,
wanna hear your views, because
Sure, okay,
you
but
were at,
0.25, I mean, I kind of get it that we're trying to make up for this stuff in the past, but that's already going to affect everybody equally, because it's not like that number is in a specific place, like it's on the whole project, right? So it's just obviously something that happened, so it could help us make up, but then like, why do we need to make up? I don't think we need to, because it's just the reality of it, right? And then beyond that, my logic where I was saying that the mortgage insurance thing still stands, because just because there's a stronger problem doesn't mean you need a solution you don't like in the first place. So, I don't know, I'd probably still be fine with just 0, but we have a motion on the table at the second.
Haven't we have historically in the past on some of these specials where we've had to go back and add to some of these? Because haven't we, was it through delinquency or through something that we've had to?
The one that we had to, our bond that we refunded a few years ago.
Yeah, wasn't there something?
For the combining, wasn't there a combining too?
No, that one, I don't know what happened with that. From what I could find was that the amount that was assessed to the residents was less than what our bond was. And I don't know what happened or how that was, because that was prior to me, but from what I could find, so then we ended up having to redo that one to play catch up, because we were negative every single year, so we were just not getting enough revenue for what we were paying out. Because I think essentially what appeared to me what happened was that what was special to the residents did not cover what was bonded from the loan and taken out. So we redid that to make up for that. I mean, I guess that's a possibility down the road, but I was very pretty, I think, to make sure that what we assessed was what
that was
bond
a, it was a number error, I believe, if I remember right. It wasn't on delinquent taxes, it was, like what Chelsea said, the number that was calculated didn't come out to be what the taxes actually were. I think it was like 40,000 or something like that dollars.
It was substantial. It was 240,000.
Or 240. Okay.
It's a big number to be off by.
Yeah, I mean, delinquency or not, like, it's the people that still pay for it, right, through their taxes. So we either have them do it first or possibly do it later. I don't know. I just still don't necessarily see the need to put a percent on there. But
I can agree with that too, but I second the motion for discussion. So.
I understand the safety net thing, but like, we're doing pretty well financially overall. I don't know.
It's really not raising the cost of the whole project. It's basically just building a buffer, and then if everything's accurate, it just gets paid off sooner, I guess. But is the way I'm understanding that to be. So.
Right.
So.
But it
But then-
doesn't have to be that way either. so.
But then it doesn't benefit those that pay off their taxes early then.
That's
It only benefits the people that pay last.
Mhm. That's a good point.
Do you wanna continue with your motion? Or,
I think you just bring it to a vote, maybe.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
just go to a vote now.
all right,
So,
Keith? Or, I'm sorry, Jamie?
yes.
No. I'll make a motion that we stay with the 2% across the board.
I second that.
Is there any more discussion? If not, Jamie?
No, yes.
Yes. All right,
Thank you,
Thank you.
thank you.
okay. Well, we covered the interest rate determination, so. With our, I believe our meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone.